Hello, Shaky here, and welcome back to Plan B Terraform. Last episode we declared our independence from Earth and blew up the space elevator. Space elevator is how we were getting seeds from Earth to grow our food, so we no longer have a food source on this planet. We have unlocked level 19 here, which gives us the ability to produce food in a botanical research center. That requires a city. Right now we have a research center here making nanotubes. You can only have one type of these per city, so we could either delete this one and make this one be a seed source, but then we won't have the nanocomposites, which are going to be required for the city anyway. So we're going to leave this here, and we're going to make another city that is going to create seeds for us. In the meantime, the city is just going to sit here and not grow. Hopefully we can keep it from declining. At 58%, I believe if we go below 50%, it's going to start declining. So hopefully we can keep it at 58%. First, let's take care of depot Mark 3s. Those will come in handy later. So we need polymer bars and tempered steel for that. So tempered steel requires steel and nitrogen, which is from the ice caps. So I think we can zoom out here, come down here, come down this ice cap here. It looks like there's some iron over here, and right here. So we're going to grab this iron patch right here and put down a tempered steel location so that we can make those Mark III depots. Alright, this should get them started. We have some factories making steel bars out of the iron. They get placed here, nitrogen gets mined over here, gets sent over to here. This turns the nitrogen and steel into tempered steel on this factory here. This factory here is making polymer bars, taking from all this carbon over here, and these two are being combined, the tempered steel and the polymer bar, into the Mark III depot. This isn't going to make very fast, but we'll come back and span this as we see what we're short on. Alright, let's start looking at where we're going to build our second city. We have two choices on the map here. Zoom out and take a look at it here. Here is Nugget, our first city. And we have two choices. There's Tender over here, way down here. We could build our second city here, or we can come over to somewhere over here. There's a third city. So we could put one there. I think this is kind of we don't really have anything developed down here. We do have some stuff developed over here. So I think we're going to head over to Tender here and start our second city over here. Okay, so Tender here is the second city we're going to grow. Let's throw a supply center on it and see what it needs. I assume it's going to be just like the other city, but we'll find out. What does this need? This needs concrete, 10 concrete. So anyways, this needs 10 concrete. We already have a concrete factory going up here. Hopefully this will be enough to get us going. Where is it? Right here. It's our concrete factory. So we're going to have to remove this a little bit because it's in the water. So let's just get this train line down to the city. I gotta leave room for some depots here, but I think we'll just run it straight across here. And we need to turn around so that trains can turn around. And we just need some depots for the concrete delivery. Let's grab a train stop from here. That'll go there. Let's reverse that. That is producing 75 per year, so that should be plenty. Here comes our concrete train. This should be the only train we need, I think. It should start growing the city pretty quickly. So we're green, we're growing. And we'll just let that grow and see what the next stage is. Alright, we have reached a population of 20 and they're now requesting oxygen. So we can just put in our supply center in. Put that right there, I think. We'll put in some depots for the oxygen. We'll put it over there. We'll put it in a truck stop over here. We're just going to make oxygen slightly outside the city here. Put a couple of these in. Now we just need a truck stop to get it over there to the city. One truck should be able to transport quite a bit because it's such a short route. So that is transporting 57. Looks like we got an elephant and a pig outside our city here. I can't zoom any further, but I'm assuming that looks like a pig, kind of. And this is an elephant. Pretty cool. Alright, population 50 now is requesting reinforced concrete instead of concrete. So we already have reinforced concrete being made outside the factory. I think we can just bring it in from here since we know it's going to be short term, because the city's only going to request it for a certain growth period, and then they're going to switch over to nanocomposites. So that is way up here. Follow our train track. We're making it right here. Let's put one in there. Let's flip the route here so that it takes the concrete to the city. And it's taking at 33. Let's go up to like 100 for now. Right, here comes our first order of reinforced concrete. Should be nice. Should supply the city in adequate amounts. Okay, at population 100 now, it was requesting high-tech parts. We are making high-tech parts next to reinforced concrete up there. However, we are going to make it next to our city as well because we're going to need to recycle stuff from our city eventually to make high-tech parts. So we might also have it right next to our city. We'll do something similar to what we did before, where we put it over here and put a little priority system in so that we ensure we use the recycled material first. So basically what's going to happen down here is this is going to be recycled aluminum coming from the city. This is going to be aluminum coming from outside the city, so basically an ore patch somewhere. And this is set to backup, so this will only supply these. If these are less than 50%, it'll take from here. If these are more than 50%, it will not take from here. And so these will all be funneled up to here, and this is where we'll take our aluminum for the rest of the manufacturing process. So we'll just basically do that, and we'll do it for each resource. We don't need it right away, but we might as well just do it while we're doing it. I'll leave a little bit extra room in case I need to expand a little bit. We're just going to copy this down and just do it for polymer bars and for steel. Okay, that is steel bars and polymer bars in here as well. I left this space here because we have a river coming through here eventually, so I think that's probably going to flood a little bit, so we're going to want to avoid that space. Kind of a bad spot to build, but oh well, we'll go with it. We'll work around it. So we need to put in a high-tech parts factory. Let's come over here maybe and build it. So this would be high-tech parts over here. So I need some depots in here for, that is aluminum bars coming in. Aluminum bars right here. We'll do 3 of them. And we'll also need some polymer bars come in. And that'll be in 2 factories making polymer bars. No, these are high-tech parts, I'm sorry. These are high-tech parts. 3 of those, we'll leave a space. And we'll put some depots up here for the high-tech parts. And then a track back to the city. And let's come down here and put in some polymer, atmospheric extractors for polymer bars here. Put in a factory making polymer bars. And then we need a whole bunch of depots with carbon on it. Nice. Okay, that's our initial factory setup up here. We can just grab these high-tech parts now and take them by train to the city. We're just going to put it down right here for now. Make this be high-tech parts, and we just need a city center right there. Eventually they'll connect. So that should be high-tech parts coming pretty soon here. Actually, we need to get aluminum. We need to fill these up here. So we got to grab aluminum and steel from outside the world here. So we're just going to take it from up here. There's iron right here. We could just grab this patch, I think. Here's aluminum here. So we can just take aluminum from here. There's plenty of it. All right, our factory is coming alive. We got high-tech parts being manufactured. Got aluminum coming in from over here. And it's being delivered to the city down here. So we should start growing pretty soon. There we go. We got our turn green. We're growing again. Okay, so population 300 here. We now have metal waste coming out, so we got to put in a waste disposal center here. We connect it in right here. That would be good. And put in some depots for the metal waste. Put in 4 of these. And we'll come over here and build a quick recycling center thing. I think we'll just do it like right here. Should be fine. We're going to need 3 of these for steel bars. We're going to need 3 of them for aluminum. And we'll need some recycling centers. There's going to be metal waste here. And we got to put in some depots for the metal waste coming in. Nice, somebody's got to grab a train in here. And it comes over to here. Over to here. We just got to reverse it because I did it backwards. And we're good to go. Okay, at 1,000 people now, we have to do plastic waste as well, which is no problem. We can just grab a waste disposal center here. We're going to have to put it right here so it's connected. We're going to put 3 or 4 of them in. Just going to go with 4 for now. The depot's in. There's going to be plastic waste. Now let's take that over to the city, or to the recycling center, which I've already built. Right here. Same thing as here, just takes the waste, turns it into polymer bars, and that should be plastic waste handled. Okay, we hit a population of 3,000 and it now requires food. I wasn't really thinking we could have been producing food this whole time, right? The minute we started growing the city, we could have put a supply center down and made food out of it, but oh well, we'll do it now. So let's do the construction site here. I'm going to put it up here, I think. Right there, it's connected to the city. That's going to make Botanical Research Center. That is going to require 600, it looks like 200 high-tech parts and 200 concrete parts. So we can just put some, actually I can go over to city number 1. I'm going to hit 1 on my keyboard. That jumps over to city number 1. We have some stuff sitting here that we haven't been used. So let's see if we can take this over to city number 2. Yes, nice. So we can just drop this off over here. Hit 1. So we'll just bring these over to city number 2. Get that all squared away. So we'll get some more parts delivered here, and that'll get this built in no time. And that should give us some various seeds that we can... I'm going to start dragging a track so we can zoom out here. We have our food production all the way over here. don't know if that makes sense, right? Like, it's definitely in between our cities. There's a city here, there's a city here, and there's a city down here that's going to need it eventually. So we can either do three food areas, or we can just keep using this one. And we're just going to keep using this one because the seeds are going to have to come from here anyway. So let's just see if we can get a track over to here. I'm going to come down around this mountain here and just see if we can swing, down through around this crater here. Alright, delivering the concrete and high-tech parts, we should be pretty close here. So we got just a little bit left on the bar here. Nice, there we go. Botanical Research Center is complete. It is making seeds now. So we're going to move this stuff out of the way here. Nice, so now we got a whole bunch of seeds coming in. I don't know what this is producing them at 456 per year. So now we can just grab a train track here, or a train route. And I did build a track all the way across here, so it comes across here, down here, over here, all the way around this crater, across the water here, up to here. It's a long route, right? Like it just goes all the way over to here. So those various seeds, we can drop that off right here. That's going to need to be a whole bunch of trains. I'm going to do 25 trains for now. Here comes our first train. Zooming along. I got 25 trains on this route, so it is quite a bit of trains. I think we're going to use some of these Mark III depots to move the water around, because each food thing takes 6 water. So it has a lot of work for the drones to do. So let's put some of these 3 tier ones in and see if that helps speed it along. Just on the water, I think. Looks like it doubles the amount of drones, 4 drones on there. You can see the radius is much larger on it though. And then we can just grab another train track here, or train stop. Grab this one here, and we'll take it all the way over to the city. And we'll just drop it somewhere down here. That'll be food over here, then we can grab some depots. This will be for food. Grab a supply center. And that should be good for food. So that's food being delivered to the city here, but we have a metal waste problem, it looks like. We're not using the metal waste fast enough, so what's the problem up here? This is the metal waste recycling center. Looks like steel bars are backed up. That's probably because we're not using steel bars anywhere. Eventually we'll use it for tempered steel. We're supposed to be using it for reinforced concrete right now, but we're just using the new stuff, so that's probably why this is happening. So let's just go up to here and make a tempered steel factory. It's going to require some steel bars. Those are the wrong one. Let's put steel bars in here. Nice, and those will be delivered from down here. Up to here. And then we need some nitrogen ones. And we're going to try using the boats for this one. Get some factories in here. Making tempered steel. And find that track, connecting it back up. And we'll get that hooked up in a minute. We're going to come up here. And we're going to we got nitrogen up here. We're going to put a boat in and see if we can transfer nitrogen across the lake here. I'll just put a dock in right here, I think. Let's grab some nitrogen. Get some ice extractors in. Alright, so I moved that up a little bit because we have the ocean right here, so that's going to eventually flood. What we could do is probably put a road in here. Let's try that and see if we can put a road on the water. Put it like out there, I think. That's good. Let's put some depots in. Let's try these Mach 3 ones. That's going to be holding nitrogen. And then we need a truck stop. A bunch of trucks on there, and then we need some boats. Alright, so we need tempered steel and high-tech parts for the boats. I think we'll just go over to our production area here. This little one here. I'll probably make a little factory doing steel here. Let's just grab a road out here. Okay, so I just threw a little factory in here. This is nitrogen coming from just up here in the North Pole. Super convenient. Then I have steel coming in over here. These are making 2 tempered steel factories. And this is high-tech parts just coming in from down over here. Let's go make some ships. They are super expensive, 10 high-tech parts and 20 steel. So they're going to take some time to make. Let's go back to our ocean here. Because over here, we're going to probably just bring a boat into here, I think. Let's see if we can get like a dock up here. And we'll just put this like out to here, I think. Put a little turnaround. And we'll put some docks out here. That is going to be for nitrogen. So that works. Let's grab a boat. So let's grab a boat here. So it has to go right there. And we can make it come down here. I wonder how fast these things are. And we'll bring it over to here. So that's, wow, that's 300, that's great. All right, there's our boat. Follows the little buoys that it set out. So that's gonna come down here, and then we just gotta get it down to the city. Let's grab a train stop from here. And we'll bring it down to our city. Right to here. Growing our city again, so I don't know which city's growing, let's check it out. 1 is not growing, so 2 is growing. We're gonna hit the 75,000 here. Okay, back to city 2 here. It is growing, so now it's not. We just have to keep it on it, see what's problem here is. I think it's probably reinforced concrete, yeah. So we're not quite making reinforced concrete fast enough. We'll check out the reinforced concrete factory up here. Looks like we're out of concrete up here. So concrete is coming from over here. Yeah, concrete is coming. This is the reinforced concrete factory up here. Concrete is coming from here. So we just need to add some more stuff here, I guess. Okay, tender hit a population of 10,000, and it now requires nano composite instead of reinforced concrete. Luckily, we prepared for that. We have it over here. This is all ready to go. Just gotta grab a train from here, take it down into the city, and we have a spot for it right here. And we'll just do a couple trains. We'll do like, I don't know, go up to 400 on it, I think. That's good there. And then we can stop delivering reinforced concrete to here now. And that should turn green pretty quickly because the nano composite is already being made. Here it comes. Nice. Alright, while this is growing, let's go ahead and put in organic waste recycling because we know we're going to need it. It'll be compost up here. That's a recycling center, I believe. Put down here, that is going to be compost. We need some nitrogen for that. Put a couple of them in here. Then we're going to need some depots for that, so that's going to be, let's say we're going to have organic waste here. And then we're going to have nitrogen here. We'll do every other. Put some nitrogen in here. And some compost in here. Nice, so that's ready to go. Now we just gotta wait till it requests organic waste to be taken from the city. Okay, we're approaching 15,000 population. I don't know if that's gonna change our needs or not. Doesn't look like it. Looks like everything stayed the same. So we should hit the 75,000 then. I don't think City 1 is growing, it's not. What is City 1 missing? High-tech parts, yeah, we'll come back and look at the city next. Let's just concentrate on City 2. Once we hit the 75,000, we'll see what happens, and we'll look at City 1 again. I was just clicking around the city to make sure we have enough delivery of everything, and this one says track interrupted by water. So let's chase that back and see where we run into water at here. It's coming back over this way. It looks like it's maybe too deep here. I don't know what the requirements are for water here. Oh, it looks like the track goes down a little bit, yeah. Why does the track go down there? Is the water deeper here? Yeah, so I think we're limited to 50 meters, and this is 50.5. So yeah, this whole thing is going to be underwater. So let's see if we can get this over 1. Looks like we can make it. Come over to here, and then we'll like kind of hug the wall here, I think. Nice, and then I don't know if that's going to fix itself. Do we have to like recalculate the route maybe? See if that fixed it. Yeah, it looks like I fixed it. So now we still have a track. What is this train? This is the seeds one. So we have to fix the seeds one as well. That is over here, up it here. This one here maybe. Yeah, track interrupted by water. So let's just reroute that one. And then we can go back here and delete the route now that the trains are gone. Yeah, so we can delete this madness here. Alright, we're gonna hit 75,000. Nice, got it. So we've discovered dynamite, pile of dirt, and terrain tool. So now it looks like we can modify the terrain if we need to. Blow stuff up, probably, like if we need to get a path through the mountains, we could probably blow it up. Okay, before we end this episode, we definitely have to blow something up. So let's go up to the production area that we made up here. It requires sulfur. Can we get to the sulfur? Maybe we should put like a dam around this. If we could put a dam around this and like get to the sulfur. Maybe we'll try that later. So there's sulfur up here. What else do we need for dynamite? So sulfur and oxygen, that's not too bad. Alright, so we got some oxygen producers here. Let's grab some depots. Let's grab a factory. It's probably an assembly plant actually, right? Making dynamite, nice. We just gotta grab a depot for the sulfur. And we can just put down some of these. That's making dynamite. Alright, we're over at City 1 here. Let's see if we can blow a path through these mountains to make a train track straight through the food area instead of going around them. Let's try it out here. So let's grab the terrain tool here. And it looks like it's kind of a multi-purpose tool. You can make it like flatten it, ramp it, or smooth it. We're going to flatten it and just see what happens. It's going to cost us 3 dynamite for this. So did that work? Can't tell if it's doing anything. Got an animal there. Looks like it's working, right? We'll play around with it and look at next episode. So in between episodes, I'm going to actually bring our third city up to power here because we've grown the second city. So I'll probably get the third city going and come back when we're close to this 100,000. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.